I read the Scared Sexy short story series, and here's what I thought of each book from my least favourite to my favourite. And it was rough going with some of these. In last place, My Boyfriends Are All Monsters by Kimberly Lemming. After making a wish by throwing a coin into a well, our FMC finds herself in an enchanted town where everyone is vying for her affection. This was a tale of two halves. In the first half, I thought it was very well written, it was a very plot-forward story, and then it fell off a cliff and completely lost the plot. It became ridiculous and stupid. I genuinely despised the second half of this book. It was such a disappointment. I rated it 2 stars. In 5th place is Falling by Christina Lauren. This is about a fallen angel with dark seductive powers and a woman who can resist his powers. I have to say, this had very little plot. I didn't feel like we got to know the characters or the world at all, and just as it was starting to get interesting towards the end, it abruptly ended. It was an interesting concept, but it wasn't developed at all. This was my first Christina Lauren book, and it wouldn't have me running to read another. I rated this 2.5 stars. In 4th place is Spicy Little Curses by J.T. Gessinger. This is about a journalist investigating supernatural occurrences and a cursed tattoo artist. This was the first book that I feel like had a fully developed plot, so I appreciated that. It was insta-love/lust, which I'm never a fan of. I also found the FMC quite annoying. She'd blurt out inappropriate comments at random times, which made her feel like a caricature. But there were some great lines in here. I liked the ending of this one. I rated it 3.5 stars. In 3rd place, Beautiful Nightmare by Katie Robert. This is about a sleep paralysis demon and a human. I thought it was such a great concept, and I liked the characters. It was really interesting exploring what it's like to be a sleep paralysis demon. Again, it was insta-love. I feel like I needed more depth and reasoning behind their connection, and everything was solved a bit too easily. And the smut was the story, which did make sense given the context, but I did want a little more from it. I rated this one 4 stars. Then we're down to our top 2, which I will say were head and shoulders above the rest. In 2nd place, we have Space Vampire by Ruby Dixon. This is about a human and a vampire clone who are abandoned together on an alien spaceship. The author did such a good job of setting the scene with relatively few words. It had a good, clear plot, and it managed to fit a lot into the novella. I liked the setting. It being a sci-fi romance really set it apart from the other books in this series. It was my first monster romance, and I was definitely a fan. I rated this 4.5 stars, and it definitely makes me want to read more from this author. And in 1st place, my favourite book of the series, of course, was Hot for Slayer by Ali Hazelwood. This is about a vampire and a vampire slayer chasing each other through the centuries. I loved the characters, and I would have happily read a full-length novel with these two. I enjoyed the plot, and I felt like a lot was fit into a short number of pages. The story didn't feel incomplete at all, which can sometimes be the case with short stories, as we have seen. Overall, this was a really solid book. I rated it 5 stars. So out of this whole series, the only 2 I'd really recommend you pick up is Hot for Slayer and Space Vampire. Maybe